Man, I wish I could like I mean, the ego side of me, I'm walking closer with God now, so it's different, but the ego side of me is just like, oh, I just want to like be able to like show him like, yep, like you didn't defeat me, right? But we're not going to do that. So I was working at a job, a corporate job in corporate retail, and I got thrown under the bus. Like I was at this particular location and I was learning, I was developing. It was a different pace of, what I was used to from a previous location, and I just would get thrown under the bus all the time. And what sucked about this is what was hard about it. It was that I needed to pay my bills, right? I needed to pay my bills. So I didn't want to just like pop off on my manager or like be that girl or that employee that just is like the problematic one or is standing up for themselves. So I would actually like take a lot of kind of like whatever shortcomings were coming, were happening to the store, whatever. I'm not going to bore you guys with the details, but bottom line is some of us are at a job that we don't like, but we're kind of stuck because we don't want to lose the job. Like we have to pay bills, we don't want to pop back off, we don't want to talk back. And it's like when you think about it, it's kind of crazy that as an adult, you almost feel like you can't stick up for yourself and it almost feels like you're in junior high again. And there's all these politics and all these rules and all this stuff. I ended up actually getting promoted over that manager 2.5 years down the road. And that person ended up quitting because they were stuck. But so it's interesting how things work out. But I just remember being like, I already don't like my job. I already don't feel fulfilled. I already don't really know what I want to do with my life. I already don't understand how I even got here. And then now I'm also dealing with like people talking about me behind my back. And then I can't really stand up for myself because the whole store, it's like I'm like the scapegoat of the store, right? Which that was the first time I had ever been in that position. So I know God was kind of preparing me for something to develop some kind of muscle, like emotional intelligence. But that was like an interesting, like I was there for about 6 months, I believe, maybe 6 to 8 months from what I recall, something around there. And it was enough chunk of time to where I was like, this is like, wow, like if something goes wrong with the store, oh, well, Ciana, da 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 da. Oh, something went wrong with the store. Oh, well, Ciana opened yesterday. Something went wrong with the store. Oh, Ciana closed yesterday. And you guys, there was a time where I had to close the store at 11 o'clock at night, and I had to be back at the store at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. I had to be back at the store. Like that's not even legal. Like that's not even 8 hours in it's exactly 8 hours. So obviously I have to get home, go to sleep, get up and get ready and go back to work. So it's like I was forced to only get 6 hours of sleep. Right. So, fatigue. And then you're still learning, you're still growing. I wasn't like the best manager at that particular store, which is fine. But I'm a fast learner, right? But there's still a learning curve. So bottom line is like, I think I've just become so passionate about helping people realize that they can make money online. I showed you guys my receipts the other day. I made $39,000 in 1 month from online. Now, it was on my TikTok shop. It was selling products on my TikTok shop, but you can sell online ebooks, digital product, any kind of digital product, a blueprint, a course, coaching. You can sell like a package of coaching where it comes with modules and things like that. And then they book like a coaching call with you, whatever it is. And I think you have to just like step into that identity. Like I was battling so long just to write a little tiny ebook for 4.99, literally an ebook for 4.99. I'd be like, well, no one, who am I, right? I'm not a fitness trainer. Yeah, I do have my degree in business marketing. Yeah, I moved up to be a district manager over 7 locations, over 30 full-time people, 400 part-time people. And I feel like I'm really like well qualified in some areas, but then I'm like in this one area, even though I had lost weight and was able to, be really fit, and did it on my own essentially. I mean, yeah, I went to fitness classes and things like that, but I like taught myself and I was proactive about learning about fitness and health and wellness and all that. And it took me 7 years to finally, no, it maybe took me, yeah, 7 years to finally write an ebook that's 40 pages long. It's available right now. But like it took me so long just to step into like being uncomfortable with like believing in myself. And so that's why I have the course that I do. It's available right now. If anyone's ready to take the step to have their own website and their own digital product in one day, because I know I'm realistic. People don't want to spend the time. Well, number one, some people don't have the time. But number two, even if they kind of have the time, they're like, should I dedicate my time? Like, is it going to be worth it? Like, am I going to get a return on my time investment? And so it, it does take a while. So that's why I was like, I have to shave the time down. I have to shave the time down. So I do want to just be very transparent. This live stream is going to be about the ebook course. Now, at the end, if you guys have any questions about anything in general or, health, fitness, mindfulness, or anything that you've seen on my channel where you've watched some of my videos and you're like, ooh, I resonated with that video, but I really want to, ask Ciana some deeper questions. Like if you have any questions, keep them at the end. But I do know that people they're like not interested, right? So I get it. If you don't need it, you don't need it. If you love your job, I love that for you actually, because to be honest, I used to be kind of like not like actually jealous like in a bad way, but like in a positive way, like man, like I wish I could have found a job that I liked. Like it is easier just to go to a job. Okay, so now that I'm an entrepreneur, I'm not lying. Like I get it. It's easier to stay in a job where you have medical insurance, you know that you're going to get paid, right? You know that you are going to get a paycheck every 2 weeks, you're going to get a potential bonus, you know that you have a 401k and like you're good to go, right? Like I didn't have to really think much. Like I kind of turned into being like a robot, being on autopilot. Now, I would have actually been fine with that if it was a job that I liked. But it's not how my path ended up. So I ended up quitting that job and then went on this whole roller coaster of like a journey of finally figuring out how I got to where I'm at now. And so now that I've actually touched like the ability to make $39,000 in 1 month, 5 figures in 1 month, I'm like, I have to shout this from the rooftops. Like there's other options out there. And because especially like a lot of us on here are millennials. So we grew up in the time period where it was like you were trained, you go to school, you go to college, and you get a entry level job and you stay in that company and you move up. Like that's just what you do. And then there was like the divergence, right? Like the one-off people that would try to go after being an actress or a model or something like that, right? Hey Lisa. So, um, I that's how we're born. So I get, or we not born. That's what we were conditioned to think. And I was that person, you guys. I am half Punjabi, okay? My dad's side is a very traditional Indian, like they have very traditional values and ways of doing things. When I've had discussions about these things with that community, okay, in general, because the condition is so like doctor, lawyer, engineer, that or a wife, that's just it. So when I would talk about, man, I just feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something creative. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something with my mind. I feel like but I couldn't like, I didn't know what it was, right? And I feel like some of us, like there's some of us that know our career path and we go down it and it's fine and we're happy. But then there's a group of us that like we really don't know. Like we're kind of just like accumulating like skills and new desires and new passions like as we age. And so no one really talks about people like me and you if you're one of those people, right? Where it's like, I didn't really grow up being like out of the womb, I'm going to be a doctor, right? I'm going to be a dentist. I'm going to be this, right? And hello, welcome to everybody that's popping on right now. So when I've been on this journey, this roller coaster of a journey, when people are like, what do you do? It's like, I had so many years where I just did not know what to say. Cause I'm just like, I'm, I live life for a living. Like, that's what I do. Like, I live life for a living. And so, yeah, part of my life is like, I work events in LA or I am a caregiver, but like it's almost like a pressure of like you have to put a put an identity on yourself, like an identity mask of like I do, you are a district manager, like you had to have some kind of title. And I'm not against titles. Like that doesn't bother me, but when you just really don't know, it's like you're just or you could be like me where I was like I don't really know what I want to do. I just want to see money in my account. I just want to be myself and see money in my account. And like there was a couple times I told people that and I've talked about this in other videos and people were like you might need to like do some inner work, like how are you going to do that, right? And I didn't have like the vocabulary for it at the time 10 years ago because these things didn't exist, like being able to have online platforms, having YouTube turn into this beast, right, of like being able to have all these different types of ways you can make money. And so when I said I want to be myself, well, who is Ciana, right? I'm somebody that loves to help people. I'm somebody that loves to uplift people. I'm somebody that loves to ignite passion and um help people realize their own power. Like, you know how you see something in someone and like they can't see it for themselves? So that's like part of it, right? But then it's like that's still broad. It's like, well, what does that even mean? And so now what I do, it's a collection of things, right? Like I help people, want to start their YouTube channel. I help people want to lose weight. I help people want to start an online business. Like, and I'm still helping people. Like that's just part of who Ciana is. So it's like the title, I don't know. You guys can just give me a title. Something just fall? You guys can just give me a title, right? Like it just doesn't matter at this point. Like some people are like, oh, so you're a content creator, sure. Some people are like, oh, you're an entrepreneur, sure. Oh, you're in the health and wellness space, sure. You know what I mean? Like I have 20 titles. Like I welcome them all as long as they're positive and make sense, right? So with this course, it's it's me literally handing you the blueprint of like what I did. I've been on this journey for I'm going into the next decade of my life that starts with the number 4, okay? So I quit when I was 30, okay? Or right before my 30th birthday I quit. So for 10 years or for 9 years now, I've been on this like just trying to figure it out like how am I going to be happy and fulfilled and make money and not feel burnt out and not feel stressed and at the end of the day guys, all of that is part of being human, right? So you can't avoid any of it, but I wanted to get it down to a manageable like level where it wasn't like I was overly stressed or severely underfulfilled or I wanted like a good balance of like that collection, right? Where it's like